Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. Time for the daily video update. We've had a crazy day in the market, really weird. We saw big rallies across the Dow, the S&P. They actually calmed down a little bit, but the Dow was up about 100 points at its peak. The S&P was up about 13 points. Oil was finished quite a bit higher. Gold's kind of ended up hanging out just a little bit and doing, not a lot, but strong day in equities. Strong day in the dollar. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways, we'll figure it out. We'll just kind of take some trades as they come. But we saw some very nice positive numbers on the ISM, so that's probably going to lean towards some positive numbers for non-farm payroll, which is coming up. But before that, we have construction PMI coming out for the UK. We have retail sales for Switzerland. And then we have the ADP non-farm payroll report, which is coming out tomorrow morning, bright and early. So that's going to be a little bit of a mover. And then we have employment numbers for New Zealand tomorrow as well. So it's going to be a big, crazy, heavy week of news. The dollar index is really not moving much. It's just below 79. It was up at 79, 10, 20, just hanging around there. It's just barely below now. Really not moving much, which is kind of odd. But that's okay. We'll talk a little bit about it. Here's the euro dollar. So we were looking for a nice break above 132.70, and the euro dollar ran up and made a little bit of a break, and then we got the news which came out, and it was a lot, not a lot, but a bit more positive than expected. Caused a big dollar rally here. The euro dollar has come down to 132.00, bounced off that, and it's right back up almost to 132.50. So our crucial key levels here are going to be like this. Let me show you the 4-hour chart real quick to give you kind of the big picture here. But a break above 132.70 is going to take us to hopefully and most likely into about 133.30-ish area. So I think there's about 60 pips to work with there, and potentially 133.50. So above that area should be a nice little run, and we should get a good movement. Likewise, below 132.00, we get a break below 132.00. We've got some pretty good pips to work with, and we should get a run easily down into 131.50. Easily into 131.50. Here's where it's going to get tricky. This level right here, this is 132.50. So a break above 132.50 should take us back once again into 132.70. But if it continues to kind of bounce and break like it's doing, then this euro dollar may be a little more looking to get back down into that 132.00. So it looks like it's found a pretty decent amount of resistance right around that 132.50, and it looks like it's time to sell the pair again and take it on back down. I'm still looking for the big break. As always, I'm a euro bear. I don't think there's any reason this pair should be rallying at all whatsoever, but it is, and there's nothing we can do about it except for trade it. But I think that there's going to be a big dollar rally against the euro coming up here, so I think we're going to see a big run down. But we've got to get out of this little chunkiness here. So again, below 132.00, I'm a big seller, and likewise below 132.50, I'm pretty much a big seller as well. And I think that there's opportunities to get in with stops just above this 132.50 area, which you can see are not, it's not far away, 15 pips or so. So that's what I'm looking for in the euro dollar. And again, a possible bounce off of 132.70. A break above that could get us into buying mode. But if it just kind of chunks around at this high and then comes back down, then that's going to be a nice sell signal to enter, somewhere around 132.60 on the way back down, to take it into 132.00 and then potentially into 131.50. So that's what I'm looking for on the euro dollar there. Key levels in the middle being 132.50, upper 132.70, lower 132.00. Pound dollar is kind of interesting as well. We see that the pound dollar, if you look at it on larger time frames here, has started to kind of come through this trend line and consolidate and so on. And in previous videos, yesterday actually, I mentioned 161.65, 161.50, I would be a buyer. And we got a pretty close little attempt up there. The pound made it down to about 161.85, so came just shy of what I was looking for here. But now it's back up again. So I like the pound. I think I would buy it above 162.30. I think there's some good short-term potential there, 20 to 35 pips above this 162.30. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit tricky to see where the pound dollar is going to give us a nice opportunity to enter short. And that's where I'm kind of a little bit on the sidelines on if and when I want to enter short on the pound dollar. you know, that'll be to be seen, but definitely entering long above 162.30. Short could be somewhere, you know, below 162.100 once again. A break of 162.100 could give us another test of this 161.50, you know, 60, 70 area. So keep an eye on that on the pound dollar coming up. Euro yen, we were looking for a break of this 106.100. We got it. It's kind of ran up as high as 106.20, and then it's just consolidated and bounced around right here and not really doing a whole lot, just kind of sitting, waiting, trying to make some movements. And I still think that the euro yen is good right here. We had that nice 1 hour crossover, and it just was trying to break those highs and finally did get there, but still struggling. I think there's opportunity and going to be opportunity to take this up into 106.50, but it's going to be tough, so keep an eye on this. It's currently 106.05, and there could be chances with stops below 106.100, but I'm not really ready to trade that one super duper just yet. Same thing on the pound dollar. The Aussie dollar I kind of like, though. Look at this Aussie dollar. It made this big run down right here, broke our little low, ran down with the interest rate news, retraced very nicely actually, and then it's just kind of heading right back down again. So I think we've got two opportunities on this Aussie dollar. I like it potentially above, if we get a break above about, you know, this trend line area, about 103, you know, probably 60, so probably about 30 pips above where it currently is, 25 to 30 pips above. I think we've got enough momentum to you know, get this thing going to the upside, so above about 103.60. However, I really like it as well just below this 103.25 area. I think if we get a break of 103.25, 27, just right at this low, I think the pair is going to be able to continue right back down into the lows there. So I'm looking for a pretty immediate sell opportunity on the Aussie dollar if we can get it to take it down into about 103.100. So 103.100 minimum, that is, but that just falls in line nicely with our, you know, with our 20-some pip profit targets, and so I think there's going to be a nice little trade right here. We're going to keep our eye on that and be ready for that little movement to happen. And then all the while, we're going to be keeping our eye on gold. If gold makes a big rally, that could slow a lot of the dollar strength pairs down, and if it doesn't, then we could end up with some nice opportunities to continue to buy dollars and sell euros and Aussie dollars and so on. So just keep an eye on gold and make sure that we see where things are going here and how they're going, and let me know if anyone has any questions. Just contact me on the website or on Twitter, and we should see some nice little moves on all these pairs coming up. So best of luck, guys, and I will see you all in the chat.